really choose the chief of police. I told him, I was like, why don't you just run an election? Let's run an election and see what happens, you know? Because I assume they'll pick someone they know is smart, and they'll pick someone they know is willing to do the work that they don't want to do.
I think it depends on the cop force at the time. If I'm just purely spitballing here, how I would do it is similar to how, let's say, other jurisdictions do it, where the mayor or the council, however you want to structure it, appoints a chief of police, and the police department, elects a sheriff. They could pick their own assistant chief of police or under sheriff. And then you could have some other checks and balances in place, like the captains are federally elected to make sure that everything doesn't go like completely to shit, or it's a term limit of 90. There's a lot of things you could spitball here, but for the sake of preventing the ship from going completely overboard, I think it would be best if they do plan on having a sheriff and the chief of police, if one was appointed and then one was elected by PD vote.
Okay, that's a good idea. I mean, I'm all for having more power. So,
like I say, I think it could be mayor's discretion or a council vote.
A council vote's fine. I'm all for us having more power.
Yeah, sure. There's a lot to play with. I mean, if Nakota's going to bring something to the table, I guess we could discuss whatever he brings.
Okay. I have a couple of things that I will be presenting on Saturday. What time is the meeting on Saturday again? Do you know?
6 Eastern, I think.
Okay. All right. Oh, I can be there.
Okay.
So I've got.
It is 6 Eastern.
Wait, Siobhan, did one of the hobos get you to write the fucking hobo laws?
No.
Oh, someone sent me this the other day. Okay, I'm not gonna read that. I'm actually gonna delete it.
I only did the clown code. I didn't do any hobo laws.
Okay.
Did I?
No, I remember who sent this to me now.
Oh, good.
So we're going to be pushing forth a Bill of Rights. It's essentially the American Bill of Rights. And this is from the mayor's office.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really see any reason for anyone to object to that. I think it's a needed thing for people to have. It literally is almost the American Bill of Rights. Verbatim.
Yeah, okay, that sounds fine.
We got the provision for official overrule.
What is that?
That is it kind of okay. So this is I want Siobhan. It's essentially the legislation for pardons, and Siobhan's actually going to work on a new one because this one didn't have as much teeth as I would have liked it to have. But we will be presenting something for pardoning at the meeting. How do you feel about mayoral pardons?
If I'm just spitballing right away, I think it's fine. I think it should rest solely with the mayor as one of the privileges of their office. My personal check and balance as like the voice of the DOJ is I would like one to not occur until after the trial proceedings have happened. Okay. So we're not cutting lawyers or judges out of the initial process.
Okay.
And potentially, depending on what the charge is, like a minimum time served, and that number I think is variable, right? But let's say they have to serve at least a quarter of their sentence or 5 years, whichever is, just something like that, just so it's not something where it's like they did something and they get out of jail right away. That's not like a hard stuck point for me, but that's just kind of like initial spitballing of, maybe there should become some kind of bare minimum for time served before a pardon can come into play.
You get that, Siobhan?
You're batting it in right now.
Nice. So yeah, we're planning on proposing pardons. The first draft I got was a bit more conservative in that it was going to require a vote from the council.
We only meet once a week. I don't think that's feasible.
Yeah.
I also think we got more important shit to do, if I could be real.
Yeah. But I mean, everything else about it was really good. And then we got the. So I heard in brief that you were going to propose something about expungement.
I had some opinions on expungement. I wasn't going to propose anything, though.
Siobhan, you wrote this one, right? The Second Chance Act?
No, Jonathan did, but I did review it and I had him make updates.
When's the last time you had to make an update?
Oh, that's what you called me about the other day, right, Siobhan?
Yup.
Okay, that's why. That's probably, yeah, no, I have some. I'll tell you, like, I think the expungement program is fine. You know, minimum 2 weeks, in my opinion. But the big thing I would like to see, and this is just from learning from the past, is I would like, if you're part of the expungement program, that you consent to all your warrants lasting for the statute of limitations. So like 30 days, 2 weeks, however much is left. And that way, at the end of that expungement period, it's very easy for a judge to look to see if they've actually been, you know, a good boy, or if they've just been outrunning the cops and shit like that.
Okay, hold on, Juno's.
That is actually in the Second Chance Act. We did include that,
Hey.
Lance. So
Okay,
the
so
active warrant
yeah,
thing is there.
Do you
Yeah.
know
Yeah,
some guy
that
named
was my
Tina?
main concern with that. I
Yeah.
would also, if possible,
What do you think of him?
I like character witnesses, but I believe what we talked about was like private investigators or like a parole officer type of role that like checks in on them and actually makes sure that they're
He is a gangster.
Hey, he was fucking with me.
What happened?
I don't know. I was just like standing by like this group 6 truck, and then he was like, "You dirty little grinder," and I was like, "Who the fuck you talking to?" I was like, "What the fuck? Walk away." He was like, "No, you walk away." I was like, "Why the fuck am I gonna walk away?" And then he started getting real aggressive, took off his mask and everything. He was like, "You remember this face? You remember this face?" I don't know. I feel like I'm.
I think he was negging you.
What does that mean?
You don't know what negging is? That's like that's like an English thing.
No, I don't know. What does that mean?
And when you neg someone, you're flirting with them, but aggressively.
Oh, what
Mhm.
the? Well, it definitely didn't seem like that. It seemed like it was like really aggressive in a negative way.
Nah. I look, he's not gonna do shit to you. You're chief of staff.
Yeah, I don't think he knows that. I'm not exactly gonna like. I don't know. I feel weird saying it. Like, oh, you know, you're fucking with the chief of staff. That just sounds like weird. You know.
Yeah. I got you.
+3.
Do you want me to talk to him about it?
Yeah, sure. I don't mind. Better to preemptively squash that shit rather than something happening. I'd appreciate that. Yeah.
Is there anything you want me to say in particular?
Just I'm not good with this stuff. Just say you better watch out. You better watch out. Better watch. Okay, don't do that.
Well, that's not how the song goes anyway.
Tell him to leave me the fuck alone. You know, I ain't got time to deal with dumb little fucks like him. I guess.
I think you guys could be homies. He's kind of chill usually.
Okay, yeah, I don't know why he wasn't chill with me.
Well, I think at first it probably started out as him negging you, and then you probably said some shit like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Oh, maybe. Yeah, perhaps. Also,
you know how these you know how these hood gangsters are when they get pressed a little bit, they kind of like lose their shit.
yeah. Also, your fiance is a gem. Her like being late for you to propose is just opened up a whole really good conversation.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, are you busy right now, by the way?
I'm literally about to end a group 6 thing. Why? What do you need?
Oh, I'm just talking with Malton right now in the mayor's office. If you want to overhear some of our plans.
My bags are in there. Okay. Yeah. I'll come.
Okay, doors open. Just
Yeah.
come whenever.
You in your office?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. I'll be there. Just give me 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Take your time.
Okay.
Love you.
Bye.
Have the ability to say fuck off, right?
What
Just
are
like the way it was before.
Sorry, I was Juno.
Right? No worries.
So we were talking about you guys wrapped up. So Siobhan shares my thoughts on all of this shit. First of all,
Yeah. That's why
I'm mainly concerned with kind of amending it to because I need your oversight essentially on stuff like this because both of your guys' oversight actually because I don't have any experience with the expungement process or pardons. When I was working the streets, there wasn't even a mayor as far as I'm aware. I think Eugene was pretending to be mayor for a little bit.
Yeah, pardons were only a thing under the third administration. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think pardons are fine. I would just like to see a mandatory minimum of some to be determined number.
Okay. Sounds good. What else do we have? Joanna, are you good for me to keep going, or are you still taking notes?
Oh, keep going.
Okay. So we got pardons and expungements.
Is it the one-child policy?
One-child policy, I assume Malton will have no problem with, so I'm not even gonna.
I don't have any problems with. I was just saying that I don't think this is your intention, but let's say like 2 weeks down the line, someone tries to like throw inheritance rights in as like an add-on to that. That's like a no-go for me, dog. Like.
No, absolutely not. Inheritance rights.
Well, we can just say.
Malton and I were just talking.
Like that stuff's never been recognized by the state anyway. So.
Right.
It was at one point in time, and I could tell you a story about why they ended up being.
I think Crane told me the story.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Good.
I think he did.
Great.
Yeah, I don't think we have to worry about it, but you know.
Siobhan, can you tell Malton about the Right Modernization Act?
Yeah, okay, so the REIT Modernization Act, or the Real Estate Investment Trust Modernization Act of 2024, is to encourage and incentivize real estate development and investments. It's essentially a carbon copy of the REIT Modernization Act of 2001, but without the private prison slavery with extra steps component. I will explain that to you later.
I know, I got you.
Do you get it? Okay, great. So, not private prisons are not included. Specifically, actually removed the Title VI provision for that. So it's essentially just to make it so that REITs operate as tax-free money as long as they meet specific requirements in order to encourage real estate development and allow more people to get into homes. So this is about getting people out of the fucking apartments and into their own homes. That's really what it comes down to.
Is this a really wordy way to drop housing taxes? I'm confused.
No, it's specifically for people who are looking to like flip homes or to develop properties.
We don't tax that already though, right?
But the income gained from it could be considered taxable. We have capital gains taxes on stocks. This is to codify that the REIT income is specifically to be non-taxable. So that I know tax evasion is not a charge right now, Lance, but it could be.
I'll tell you, I'll probably just defer to the treasurer on that because that's like her ballpark currently, right? Like
okay. Do you know if she's awake right now, by the way?
I have no idea, but yeah, if it's a money thing and the treasurer says like yeah, then I have no reason to oppose it specifically. Like she should know what's best for taxes and for the city and such, right?
Speaking of which, the state account's looking kind of fat, boys.
What is it at?
Almost 11 million. It was at 9 million 2 days ago.
Oh my god.
What caused it
really
to shoot up?
I don't know. It was more like 9.8, and right now it's at like 10.8.
I wonder if a lot of people are just buying cars because they keep coming in stock, and maybe that's where it's all coming from.
Yeah, the tax. By the way, don't know when the new taxes are going to go in, but they certainly have not gone in yet, and I put them in the first day. Yeah, I put.
I remember that announcer. You're like next cycle.
Yeah.
Hey,
next cycle in quotes came and it never happened. So.
Yeah. Okay. What else you got on your shotgun legislation list?
So we'll talk to Etta about this. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean it sounds fine, but if the treasurer comes in storming about how this is a bad idea, I think that might make things a little more interesting, shall we say?
So we got the one-child policy. We got the Sin Act, the Stop Incest Now.
She told me about. I mean, yeah, I don't. That's sure. Why not? You know, we should be trying these interesting little quirky things, in my opinion.
Okay. I'm reading it for the first time now.
Oh, are you? You didn't read it before.
No. The
Sin Act.
Yeah, the fucking. That's my boy.
I feel like
did you look at the exception?
Things such as the Sin Act. I cannot propose this legislation because I'm conflicted as fuck. But I've been asked to remind you, Max, of your campaign promise to good old Willie Glory regarding Joseph Arrowhead.
Oh, yeah.
What did you promise?
I told him that I would I would make it illegal for this guy to run tow.
Run tow?
Look,
I don't know if Well, it's a very long story about what's going on. But I met the guy the other day. I can see why Willie doesn't like it. This guy's tow truck has like triple the miles of Willie's. Like that, I think that this guy needs to be drug tested because I think he's just been doing meth. But instead of staying up for 8 days, he's been towing for 8 days.
Oh,
What up, Gina?
Jesus.
Hello,
Like-
it's me.
But
Hi.
yeah, so that's you know, if you're wanting to add that to your list, Ab, that would fulfill your campaign promise to good old Willie there.
Okay, I'm gonna put. So what's this guy's name again?
Joseph Arrowhead is the guy's name, and Willie Glory is the one who asked you to push it.
Joseph Arrowhead.
Push what?
I mean, you
Conduct.
could call it the Willie
Right.
Glory legislation if you really want to. Like, really make him feel good about himself. Willie Glory wants legislation that Joseph Arrowhead can no longer tow.
Suspected
Why?
of meth abuse.
It is a long and complicated
Should no
story.
longer be
What the
able
fuck?
to
The gist of
tow?
it is
Question
Joseph
mark.
Arrowhead tows a lot.
I added it to the board.
Okay.
And we got the Redistribution of Wealth Act, which is
What is that?
okay. So this is just something. You may not know this about me, Malton, but I hate the elderly a lot. As my lovely fiance would say, we believe that people who are 60 plus, 70 plus have violated the social contract and failed to provide in any meaningful way for the next generation. Therefore, it would be a great pleasure of my administration to have the privilege of paying them back for their greedy piece of shit behavior. And the Redistribution of Wealth Act reads, whereas the olds have taken too much wealth for too long, this act takes steps to safeguard our future security and pursuit of happiness, and whereas medical science has prolonged the lives of the olds beyond what the economy can sustain, and whereas olds is defined as age of 70 plus, therefore, the olds are to be taken in for the right of midsummer with assets redistributed back to the younger population.
Is that just carte blanche, anyone 70 plus, or is there any exceptions to that?
We should write in something about giving an exception.
We should write some exceptions. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll add that.
I think maybe government workers should be exempt because they're still kind of providing a service.
True.
Octogenarians in government, Lance? Really?
I mean, if they're voted in, I mean, what you really want Crane pushing back against this thing because he's gonna get taken out to the barn?
How old is he anyway?
Maybe above 70. I don't know.
Well, the rights of midsummer, it's not barn shooting, it's jumping off of a cliff.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, either way, I'm sure Gen Z would really love it if we stuck it to the boomers. So
True.
Sure, why not?
True.
All right. Anything else on your list?
I think that's it. Am I forgetting anything, Siobhan?
No, that's it. I'm looking at everything. That's everything. We covered it. Oh, what about your Chamber of Commerce Act?
Oh. So this one's kind of tough.
Yeah.
I actually have an idea of a suggestion of someone who I think would do really well in a position in the Chamber of Commerce.
Who?
Unless I just forget.
Nino.
Unless I just forget what a Chamber of Commerce is, shouldn't that fall under the treasurer?
So the Chamber of Commerce, as we imagine it, would be kind of providing. It's a place for people who own businesses to come together. Not every business, but people that represent certain aspects of business in Los Santos would be able to come together and essentially be like, hey, you're charging way too much for your fucking shit. It's disrupting the economy in other places. It's for them to kind of come together and like decide on, for example, there was a car part shortage because people were hoarding parts or not being allowed to buy them because their union was buying them all up or some shit. It's just a place for them to clear up misunderstandings and make sure that things are going to be kind of fair. that
Are you imagining like a civilian oversight board style, but over businesses then?
Not something. Oh, honestly, it's been so long since I read the act. I'm not really 100%.
I'm gonna go back and look at it for you.
I think Nino would be. I'd highly recommend Nino for something like that.
Why?
He's always looking for he seems like the type of person to always look for solutions. So when I went to go visit him and what he does with his shop, he said when we need materials or anything like that, we don't go out and do it ourselves. We then form that communication with like the actual unions and stuff, and they've got they're doing so much with the plays. I asked him for some bullet points because I knew that I wouldn't really be able to do it justice with some of the things that he's explained to me. But he's paying people fairly, whereas when he mentioned Mosley's, like they're not allowing their employees to like better themselves in a way. Like they're not, what's the word, able to progress. Whereas he's really pushing for his employees to progress and on an actual fucking living. He's just he seems like he's very business orientated and he's doing it really well.
Yeah, he is a good businessman. I've worked with him in the past.
Yeah, he told me.
The person from the mayor's office that I would like to be in charge of kind of overseeing that whole shit show, because it will be a shit show, is Penny. Because
yeah, I agree.
Penny has business experience and shit. And this guy,
Yeah, for sure.
I would be down for him helping her.
Yeah. I think, yeah. I know next to nothing about business, but I'd like to learn.
Are you all proposing anything related to businesses on that front, or are we just talking about it?
So that's the hard one.
Yeah.
That's the hard one. I haven't actually even begun working on it because it's kind of a daunting task. Primarily, it's because I don't understand like how much our storefront's going to cost. You know, are they going to have to pay asset fees? Because I want people to buy into owning a business. I don't want them to get money from the government to start their business. You know what I'm saying?
Historically, you paid for the storefront and then you paid for upkeep on that storefront in the same way you might for a house. So like when I owned the Vinewood PD building, I paid like $500K for the building itself, and then I had to pay like $10K a week for its upkeep.
Did you have to did people used to have to pay for a business license?
Yes.
Yeah, it was $10,000.
It was a 10 grand, which was, I mean, like everything else, it was significant in the beginning, but as time went on, it was less and less of a hurdle for people to get the 10 grand together.
I'm thinking about making it like $250K for people to open a business here in Los Santos.
Oh, that's going to be a lot of money for the judges. God damn.
In the beginning.
Well, we're essentially going to be picking and choosing who's going to become a motherfucking millionaire in Los Santos, because we're not going to have a lot of businesses open. First of all, second of all, who knows what kind of goods they're going to provide that will essentially be exclusive to them, right? They're only going to make money, so it's an investment in their business.
Yeah.
And I heard a cop tell me the other day that she had $80,000 sitting in her bank account. You know what I'm saying? So this isn't like an unattainable number by any means.
I don't know if you should be using cops as a baseline for who has money, personally, but...
Well, I just know there are motherfuckers out there who probably got way more than hers. You know what I'm saying? And if they want it bad, then they could hustle for that money. You know,
fair.
He's 100K in cash. Corner has 100K in cash that he carries everywhere.
I think 250 is fine. I think if you were wanting to spice things up, shall we say, you could also add a little flair, whatever you want to call it, that let's say for every government employee who writes a letter of recommendation, you get 25K or something like that. That way people who have a vital business, you could get other people on board for it, maybe get some kind of a discount.
Yeah, I might even go higher than that number. I'm not sure. I gotta. There's a lot of questions that I need to have answered for me before I can write a number in good conscience.
So I guess the bottom line is we're probably talking about some things, but no legislation for that.
So as it stands now, the mayor's office has already been recognized as the entity that will be approving businesses.
Correct. That's all. Yeah, historically that's been the case. Yeah.
And it was recognized most recently for like the election and shit. So what? Yeah. In theory, I don't need legislation to start approving businesses, right?
To approve them, Yeah, that'd be correct. But in theory, a council could pass legislation as to restrictions or requirements, right?
Right. Tomorrow, we will sit down and really work on this shit, I think.
Yeah, my only thing that I got planned, like I said before, is the civilian oversight board stuff. I have a meeting with the captains in Dakota tomorrow in the early afternoon, and what I'm hoping to do, if you and Juno are going to be around, is meet with them, find out what I agree with on the captains, what I don't agree with, and then come to you all, and maybe we could get a backroom deal going as to what that legislation would look like that you would vote for, and then I could present that on Saturday, and that'll give me overnight to write something up with whatever we agree on the powers of this board should be.
Okay, sounds good.
That's my main concern is, like I said, I'm not going to agree on some things with the captains, and that's the thing that I'm hoping to ram through legislation a little bit if we can come to an agreement.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I actually didn't think it would be open.
Fucking Greg.
Greg, man.
He must be drunk. He fell off the wagon today.
I actually spoke to a Nakoda and Eder about like motorcycles and shit for the PD, and I basically said there's no need for motorcycles for the PD right now. I don't know if that's something that you guys agree on, but like
Agreed.
I just don't. Yeah, there's no point in getting motorcycles just because you have a simple interest in them.
I will say this in a general sense with my experience for the PD is traditionally PD likes to get a lot of things in a very short time, because why would they not try to do that? They're a police department. If we're talking about in a
my jacket a different color from my
sense,
pants?
I would encourage that, PD has a laundry list of things, and they could only get one of those things every 2 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever time frame you want. But they're asking for a
Get
lot
a
of crap.
beanbag in your office
they
for
can
a
get
brick.
one thing off the list at a time. Let them build up one thing first, make sure it's good, then they could move on to the next one.
Jay, it's Sama and Garza. Thanks for something, by
I
the
would
way.
advocate for, at least.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Mm-mm.
However, if there's like
Same.
an influx of like motorcycles in the next couple of weeks, there's like a shit ton of people using motorcycles. Sure, then it would make sense.
I don't even think you could buy them yet. So the only people who
You
have
can't.
them are stealing them from locals. So yeah,
I
it's
looked.
not a big deal right now.
All right.
I'm much better at driving a motorcycle than I am a car.
Really?
Max, I really,
I'm way better on 2 wheels. Fuck
I
4
really
wheels.
want to push for this whole panic button shit. I spoke to Nakoda and Eder about it as well, and one of their gripes was, somewhere like having it as senior bones and how that may get abused. I get that it probably will get abused 100% by certain individuals, and then there's no real way you're firing people. However, other people shouldn't really be punished because of some people's fuck ups. Because at that point, that is an officer's discretion whether they want to charge someone with like falsifying a report or something like that.
What you're talking about, like Burgershot used to have panic buttons?
Yeah. So I really want the hospital and City Hall, those two specific places, to get a panic button first and foremost. But I also like the idea of restaurants having that implemented as well.
Yeah, I'm for it. Maybe some kind of fingerprint detector to see who's actually using them when they're used.
Yeah, or like, I think that'd be difficult. But perhaps people can like consent to giving their fingerprint or whatever. I don't see that working out. I can see it being tied to employees only.
Right.
You could put it behind a locked door. That might be a good start.
True.
Yeah.
Juno, draft it up, and then we can work on it.
Okay, I can try my best to write something decent up. I haven't done that before, but I'll try.
Well, it doesn't have to be like legalese, like Siobhan style, but we can turn it
I'll
into
legalese it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just finished the amnesty legislation for pardons. I shared it to you, Max.
Ooh.
Juno, you're 1212. I'll share it with you too. I remembered your ID this time.
Fuck yeah.
Boom.
I'll write that thing up tonight or tomorrow, Max, so then we can have it prepared by this meeting or whatever. How do you feel about pharmaceuticals? For the
Love
hospital?
them.
Is it in documents, Siobhan?
It's in documents, yeah.
It makes sense for a hospital to have.
Pardons may be granted to individuals with felonies and or have the record sealed.
Max and Juno, what are your schedules looking like for tomorrow? Anything like big planned?
I don't think so.
No.
All right.
Siobhan, you forgot the
Semicolon and?
No.
Which part?
Commencement?
The ability of the mayor to issue pardons should be sacrosanct for individuals deserving thereof. The thing that Molten was talking about, where a portion of their time would have to be.
Yeah, I forgot the portion on the time. Okay, I'll just add that in the beginning. Perfect.
Pharmaceuticals. How do you feel about a max for the hospital? Things like getting an actual pharmaceutical stuff where you can get over-the-counter medication, like literally get over-the-counter medication there, but also things that are you have to be prescribed for, including, I don't know if there is a proper psych department yet, but perhaps antidepressants, anti-anxiety, things like that, anti-psychosis, all that stuff.
Pixie still is head psych as far as I know.
Okay. Well, then if we do have a psych department, then that stuff could absolutely be, possible. But, what do you think, Max?
I think that's something we should tackle later on in the.
Okay. I just want to know your thoughts on it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm for it. It's just we need to be in hole filling phase and not like renovation phase, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I also think that's
sense.
more on Cantor to push than
yeah,
of
for
us.
sure. For sure. Okay, then my next thing, adoptions. When are we pushing for this stuff? Because I've been asked a bunch of questions about it already. One being so let's say there's a couple there, and this goes into the whole marriage stuff as well. Let's say a dude adopts someone, and then his partner then adopts someone too, and then they get married. Do they, things like that? That bleeds into the whole marriage stuff. What are we doing with marriage?
I would like I would like for married couples to have the what's it called, Siobhan?
Spousal privilege.
Spousal privilege. And I know that Crane.
What does that mean?
Okay, so basically, it's you don't have to testify against each other in court. Like,
I like that.
That's pretty much
Me too.
the only thing that I would ever see marriage having a benefit for.
Not even asking for inheritance or anything like that. That would make anybody upset. Just want to not have to testify against each other. I think that's fair.
Crane was whining about
Free love.
People coming down to the courthouse after it was like announced or some shit that was a thing, and that trying to get married or whatever. Obviously, it could be abused, but so could a lot of things. I don't think that means that we shouldn't try it. And I think it's pretty obvious when people are trying to abuse it.
100%. It's about reading the room.
Just put a cost behind it and a cost behind the divorce and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I would love to see a cost behind getting married or a marriage license. I would like them to get a fancy little certificate or whatever the fuck they want to do.
Yes, certificate, yes.
I'd like them to be able to change their surname, obviously. And I would like for them to have to pay for a divorce. And I would like them to have spousal privilege. That's pretty much all I'm looking for. I
am so on board with that. That was exactly my mindset with it as well. Okay.
We're on the same page.
So do we want to roll out those two things at the same time then?
I mean, maybe
I'll work on the marriage act.
The marriage one's easy. It's literally just,
okay. So
that Crane's not going to like that.
He's gonna be pissed. I already know.
I already know.
I know he's gonna be pissed.
He can be swayed. He can be swayed.
He can be swayed because I feel like, we should try it. I think we should try it.
We should.
And we can
Why not?
We can have judges kind of like determine if people are like faking it or not. You know, it gives them something else to do.
Exactly.
Judges decline that marriage for
That's
Kermit?
the exact same thing with the whole adoption thing. They have something to look into if they so wish to, and then decline it if they wish to as well.
Right. All right. Well, let's go to Bay City Bank. What are you guys doing right now? It's time for.
I'm gonna head to sleep.
I am. And if we're done, I'm probably gonna head out as well. But if we got more stuff to talk, I could tag along.
No, I think we're good.
Okay. Just sometime tomorrow we do need to meet about the COB stuff.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Honestly,
Do you think it's gonna happen?
oh, good now.
Come on,
Max.
come on.
Wait, Max, come here.
No,
You literally, Siobhan. I think you just mentioning that one word opened like a whole really good conversation.
Oh, good.
Max.
He's a loud
Yeah.
drinker.
Jesus. Especially. Taco, do you mind giving me a moment, please? Oh, of course.
Turgle, stand guard outside the door. Love you, Turgle. Keep us safe. Keep Greg from entering.
Especially after yesterday. Well, yesterday was really fucking rough, so I wasn't even expecting like this conversation to go well, you know. So I'm glad it did.
All right, good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Happy for you.
Yeah. You guys are coming to
Yay.
well, we're not even like engaged or anything, but I think it will happen
Soon.
Yeah, I think it will.
We're getting married on Leap Day, so don't steal that day.
I won't. I won't.
Let's
I mean,
roll.
I did offer to do a double wedding, so I did offer that.
I'm down on that. Fuck it. No,
'Cause
actually,
Juno wants to get married at the same place at the vineyard.
Pace.
Alright,
hi
I'm gonna
Greg,
go to
hi
sleep.
Adam, hi Turgle,
Greg.
hi Rat King, hi
I'm gonna sleep.
Rohan.
How's
Love
it
you
going,
guys.
Mr. Mayor? How
Love
you
you.
doing?
Love you. Bye-bye.
Turgle, roll out.
Bye.
Meow, 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 meow,
Greg,
meow,
are you okay?
I'm
What'd
better
you say,
than
Siobhan?
okay.
The Turgle, roll out.
He's better than okay because he's back on the fucking hooch. Dr. Pepper, Taco Dead, Darion, YZ, Jaded Sama Garza, Mr. Deadman, thanks for subbing.
Turgle told multiple people what sounding was.
You know what sounding is?
Yeah, unfortunately now I do.
Yeah, I just taught him about it.
Yeah, it's still kind of rocking me mentally. I'm not gonna lie. I took serious psychic damage from hearing
Yeah,
that.
they didn't like that.
As a doctor, I'm all too familiar.
With sounding?
How do you think the catheter works?
Oh yeah, true. You think you're so fucking smart, Adam.
I'm a pretty smart guy. I'm a doctor after all.
Adam,
Not
as a
That had
for
to
doctor,
have taken
long.
what's the
something.
What's the weirdest thing someone's put up their butt?
That I've seen or that somebody in the world has done.
That you've seen?
Honestly, just a lot of bullets. Guys with bullets in their butts. I don't know why they're putting
Bullets?
bullets
You don't need a
up there.
ride, do you,
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor?
No,
All right, just checking.
I got the mayor mobile.
Although I
Oh,
did have a
mayor.
person come in recently and they had the biggest
Another
wad
thing we
of
wouldn't have
belly button
the,
lint in their belly button
reconnaissance
I'd
want
ever
me to do.
seen.
What'd you say?
Ew.
What'd you say?
I'd use tweezers to pull it out. It was gross. It smelled
Wait.
funny.
So he's got bullets in his butt, right? So he's got a literal cap in his
You're kind of
ass?
quiet.
I was just saying.
That's
you
not
want me to
bad.
do any jobs for
I don't
you,
get
let
it.
me know, all right?
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Just keep me posted.
I will. False Prophet Just Strive, thanks for subbing. Time for the Giga Paycheck of Hell. Giga Paycheck of Hell. Could I have him look into Arrowhead? Oh, that's a good idea, actually. Hang on. Hey, Siobhan. Do you have Greg's number?
Dude, you want it?
Call him and tell him to look into Joseph Arrowhead. Tell him I'll give him
I
a.
know Joseph. I know Joseph
Put the
really
hemorrhoid
well.
down.
Do you?
Okay, I was gonna throw it over the.
So what's the deal with him?
He used to be the owner of Shrug Way, where he definitely put his dick in the bread.
Okay.
Look at that
I
thing.
used to get catering from him before I knew that fact for court all the time.
So you've had dick bread.
Oh god, I've had dick bread.
Oh, what else do you know about him?
We should consider health inspectors, to be honest with you.
Yeah, agreed. There was one guy pretending to be one.
Yeah, that's right. I called the cops on him.
Yeah.
Oh,
I forgot you called the cops on that guy.
I absolutely did. I'm not a snitch. I'm a tattletale. There's a difference.
Is our windshield missing?
You just crushed our windshield with your massive biceps.
Oh.
I was straight up stuck between a pole and a hard
Put your
place.
posse. Is now a bad time?
No, hop in the trunk, bro.
Okay.
Trunk time.
Why can I not pop the trunk? Oh, hold on.
Oh, don't
Okay.
don't run him over.
I can't pop the trunk! I can't pop the trunk!
You know what? It wasn't working for me either. It's all good.
You gotta do it old school style.
Shut up, Adam.
Yeah. That's how I used to do it on Lenny.
Wow, this is a very roomy trunk, actually.
Why did you tell me to shut up?
It's faster for me.
Because it's not that old school. It's a newfangled oh my god.
That's how I used to have to do it.
Oh. Alright, well, I'm just sensitive to the word old.
You're not old. You're
No.
Why? You're so young and virile.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're what, like
not
20?
a day over 25.
22, maybe?
Oh, you guys.
I'm really glad that I'm not 25 because I would feel like that would make mine and Max's relationship a lot creepier.
Probably true.
Yeah. I feel
We'd be
that.
breaking the rule of 7.
What's the
What's
rule
that?
of
I mean,
7?
Half your age plus 7 is the oldest you can date.
Really?
Otherwise, it's creepy. You've never heard that.
No.
Tell that to my
Half your
dad,
age plus
who's
7
10
is the
years older
oldest
than my
you-
mom.
Well, that's within range, though.
Yeah, that's
Is it?
within
Isn't that
range.
kind of in range?
Oh, okay.
15's kind of weird.
Where am I?
Cause then you start to think about, like, when you were, like, you know, not born, they were, like, 10 and, you know, like, 15 years old. It's kind of weird.
Word. You know what's weird? The pyramids, man. How'd that shit get built?
True.
Did I say oldest? Okay, I meant youngest you can date. Half your age plus 7 is the youngest you can date. Did I say
Oh, pyramids
oldest?
are
I keep
crazy.
You
doing
said
that.
oldest.
I keep mixing oldest and youngest together.
Oh, you don't know that the pyramids are just the tip of a mega structure underneath the earth?
No.
They're like perfectly aligned with the poles, man. It's crazy.
That's crazy. Ancient Egyptian magic.
I mean, lots of people think, like, aliens built the pyramids, but really, you guys were just, like, a lot smarter back then.
What do you mean, you guys?
What do you mean, you guys?
What do you mean, you guys?
I mean, people were just really smart back then. Us.
I wasn't there. Maybe.
Humans.
Of which you are one.
Wasn't
Of
there?
which I
Turgle.
definitely am.
Because if you're
yes.
not one, the Chief Justice is gonna get his fucking shotgun and kill you, Turgle.
Pops the trunk
What?
for Rohan?
Yeah, because non-humans don't have rights here, Turgle.
Well, that's a good thing that I am a human.
Okay, great. Good. Good.
Certainly.
You look like a human. I think that's really all that counts in this city. You
Yeah.
don't look
The
like a
moment of
boiled
truth,
pickle.
guys. 13K. Woo!
Pocket change.
Woo!
Pocket change.
I thought I got a
Rich.
raise. I thought you gave me a raise,
I
and I
did.
feel like I have not gotten a raise.
You did get a raise.
Never mind. I made $4,000. I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah. How much did you make, Adam? Check.
It was only $620, but I don't think I worked all that much in the last little while.
How much did you make, Turgle?
511. You're supposed to pay me.
I got 130.
Don't laugh.
Sorry, Turgle.
My money.
I owe you $5,000, Siobhan.
The lady at the
What?
counter kind of just told me to fuck off.
What
Really?
did she say?
I owe you $5,000.
For what?
The thing.
Those are our marital monies.
Oh, okay.
Your money is my money. Is your money. Is my money. Our money.
Uh-oh.
That's the perfect.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Oh, Siobhan, I have something to tell you.
Yeah, what, Turgle?
I saw Murphy.
Ew.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so
but-
I told him about the alimony that he owes you, and then I said that I reminded him of, you know, that he is also capable of bleeding, which he took as a threat.
I don't know why he
So
would do
glad
that.
he doesn't have my
Um,
number right now.
He then said maybe if Siobhan used honey instead of vinegar, we would get things done more, and I don't really understand what he meant by that. But he's broke, and he's also gonna go to prison.
He's referring to himself as a fly, which is correct. He is a gnat, an annoying gnat that I cannot fucking get rid of.
Yeah. I felt kind of bad for him. He's really sad and just depressed and lonely and broke.
Hey, that's not her fault.
No, it's not. It's not. And I will beat the shit out of him if you want me to.
I do.
Turgle, you're such
I
a.
do.
Oh, all right, Max, you want her to?
Yeah, why the fuck not?
Why don't you wait until after Saturday, Turgle, when we get your felony
Will I
taken
get
off
promoted?
before you to do that?
What's the next
Okay,
rank after
I'll wait till-
lieutenant?
General?
That is not true.
I think it is.
You're the one to kick a man while he's down? He seems so sad and pathetic.
I'll make you a
I
captain.
will wait till after Saturday.
Ugh.
Ha ha! Ha ha!
Wow. Hey, Blue.
Hey, it's bedtime for me.
Oh.
You want the car bed?
Captain?
Wait, can I have the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
Car.
I got D&D in like 20
Another
minutes.
All right. Love when we do this.
Did you get those keys?
I sure did.
The car is yours.
Can I park it?
No.
I can park it.
Wait, can you pull it out?
Let's find out. I cannot pull it out. That was a mistake.
Well,
Okay,
where do you,
well, we learned a
where-
valuable lesson.
Where do you want to go?
I actually have 17.
Where do I want to go?
I don't know.
It's like
Mm,
$8.
I don't know what to do with it.
Get $8.
Anyone stream it? This one's the
How do I
non-streamed
get?
one.
What do I?
Nowhere.
I don't.
All right.
Oh.
Money in the washing machine.
I want to work on Turgle's case
Mm-hmm.
and legislation stuff.
It's not-
Mhm.
I want to work
You
on the
don't put that
Marriage
money.
Act.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sounds
they
good.
just wear
Watch out for
clothes
that
again.
giant hunk of meat behind you.
Oh God,
Ewy.
it's smelly.
Giant.
Ugh! It's a giant hemorrhoid.
It does kind of look like a giant hemorrhoid.
I'm gonna go to the drugstore real quick. I'll see you guys inside.
Okay.
All right. Love
Okay.
you.
Love you. Bye. Be safe.
Love you.
Scroop. And then he never came back ever again. The end. Lazy fuck doesn't pull the car out again. She didn't want it. She didn't want me to. I'm out. I'll see you guys tomorrow, dude.